Hey, good morning, and I'm glad for those of you that have joined us. I am getting together here. I apologize. I was on a call and had to hurry in here. Apologies. So, a couple of things that I wanted to bring out today is um, the Perkins 5 state plan is been reviewed by the governor's office, and we are incorporating all of those changes that they have asked us to do. Um, we have also done uh, a peer review through Advanced CTE, and in collaboration with ACTE, they have sent us a final review of the state plan, and those suggestions and changes are being incorporated into the plan. They were very, very specific about many things, and so that will be up for review once those changes have been put in. We're going to go ahead and put the plan out again for anyone to look at, so you can also review it again on the same website when we get all of those changes in. I have a Zoom meeting this afternoon with our writer, and we are going to talk about each one of those changes that she is making for the state plan. We're also working on data updates so that it will be easier for you to get all of the information that you need. Now, I'm new and I've been working very, very hard to try to get the state plan done. So when I sent out the template for placement, I apologize that you got 4 of them. The very last one is the one that you should send, and we'll talk about that deadline in just a minute. But we're working on the data for you, and we're also working on the data for the state plan. So our goal is to make it easier for you to access that data, and we are also working on all of you to be able to have access to Triand. That is in the works right now, and I have been pushing for that because you single LEAs, you can go to your Triand person and they can get you information in case you didn't know that. But the co-ops CTE coordinators don't have that advantage. So we're trying to get that for every single CTE coordinator. The timeline for the baselines, we are working on that now. Friday is the deadline that we're trying to reach so that can go out for public comment. That will also be out on the dcte.ade.arkansas.gov website, and for you to look at. That's what we consider to be our business rules for how our indicators will be managed. So please make sure, I'll send out an email and let you know when that is going to be up for you to go and look at. A couple of other things that we have already talked about, but in case you didn't know, the crosswalk for deleted courses is out, and it is it's on the website, dcte.ade.arkansas.gov. Go under CTE administration, and those deleted courses with a crosswalk are up for you to look at, and so that your counselors and your teachers can know exactly what would crosswalk those deleted courses over to the new Perkins 5. Then we also talked about course changes and new course approvals. If your schools want to add or change or modify a course that is already out there, or they want to add a new course, before the administration would have to submit a memo asking for approval to do that. That all can be done now in the course approval system through ADE. So please make sure that your schools know that and your administrators know that, because we no longer have to have a memo. All that can be done through course approval system, and that takes out a lot of paperwork, but it also helps get the courses streamlined a little bit better through if we start doing it through the course approval system. There has been a commissioner's memo that has gone out regarding the state startup grant awards. That is now on the dcte.ade.arkansas.gov website. If you go to funding and accountability and scroll down midway, you will see where it says new state startup grants. And there's a second little attachment under that for the MOU. We would suggest that you tell your schools and your administrations that they need to get those MOUs in ASAP, please, so that we can make sure that all of the funds that have been allocated are going to be taken. So please make sure that those MOUs get back in. They're electronic. It gives you all the information on how to submit them. So please have that taken care of if you can. And just encourage your administration to get that in as quickly as possible. A couple of other things we need to talk about. I need to know if the co-ops and the single LEAs in your area are going to be collaborating on your local needs assessments. If you are going to be collaborating, then when I send out the template, I'm going to send it to everyone. But I want to make sure that for your regional area that you are, oh my goodness, y'all got some things going off there. I hear, apologies. But I just want to make sure that you help each other, collaborate with each other about your areas and the local needs assessment. Right now, the template is being, we're changing a little bit on it. And as soon as I get approval from ADE, I will send that out to you immediately. And I know a lot of you are waiting on it, and I apologize for how long it has taken. But being a part of transformation, we also have to make sure that we include ADE on that decision. So we want to make sure it's right before it gets sent out. But I want to make sure that I know that you're collaborating, single LEAs and co-ops together for your regional areas. And if you guys can let me know or somehow that you're going to be working together, I just want you to work together on it because it does affect your areas. Like I said, the template, we'll get that out to you as soon as I get approval from ADE. So we're going to talk about levels of the levels on the programs of study. So Perkins 5 states that we have to have a level of specificity. I'll answer your questions when we get done here. I promise I will. The levels of specificity. I want to make sure that you guys have a understanding of what is required. So level 1 is the foundational course for all the programs of study, and that is a requirement for that program of study. So we would suggest if you're a smaller school or a school that needs to have help with scheduling, that you will offer level 1 and level 2 or level 1 and level 3. So that those students will be getting at least that foundational course, but they'll also be getting another course in that sequence. Now, we realize that level 3 we consider to be an elective, level 2 to be a core, but we do ask that for scheduling purposes, we would like for them to be in a sequence. Level 1, level 2, level 3. But we know that sometimes that can't happen, and we're going to be very flexible in that regard. The program areas will be looking at program approvals based on the courses that you're offering. So if you're offering for a concentrator 2 courses, the level 1, level 2, or level 1 and level 3, then we would consider that to be you are trying your best to offer those courses to your students, so that would be an approval. And it would also be an approval for a concentrator, because the data shows that we are going to not have specificity all the time. And we understand that. We're going to be flexible in that regard, but just know that we understand that you have issues individually at your schools and in your consortiums. We just want you to be flexible, and then also, with us, be flexible. Can schools have approved waivers? Yes, and that would go through the waiver system. If you are now offering survey of business at the 8th grade level or a foundational course at the 8th grade level, yes, we are still going to honor waivers that have been in the past. We just want to make sure that those students get those foundational courses, those level 1 foundational courses, and before they start, into a full program of study. If they do not have a foundational course, we feel like they're at a disadvantage. So please make sure that you try to have that foundational course first. So concentrator, someone needs to mute themselves. I apologize. Concentrator would be considered a student who has taken 2 credits. We're having this major discussion right now about participant, concentrator, and completer. So right now we are talking concentrators. Concentrators are 2 courses of study, and right now we're looking at 2 credits. So that foundational credit and a level 2, or that foundational credit and a level 3, they would be considered a concentrator. A completer is still 3 courses in a program of study. So it's pretty specific right now as to what that completer will be in, because there are not all those electives in order to be, give them a crosswalk to another area. So we are not going to be flexible on that. A program of study will include the 3 levels. And if you have a change in a course that you want us to look at, then you need to contact the program area, and they can help you with trying to see if there's some way that you can add a different course for a completer or a concentrator. Allison, you say, can students be enrolled in level 1 and level 2? Yes, they can. I don't suggest it, but yes, we have had that question before, and for accountability purposes, we are going to allow that. If a student can be in level 1 and level 2 simultaneously, I can be flexible in that regard. Okay. So if there are any questions about concentrator and completer, just please let me know. I feel like that we've beat that one pretty good, and maybe, everybody understands that concentrator is what we are required to report to the federal government. Completers are what we have for our state to show growth across a program of study, and that last final course really pushes them into the certification piece that we are all looking at. And they can take certifications along the way, but that last one should be very specific about that program of study that they're in. Okay, so before I get to my dates to send, I had another question here. If we did startup applications, will we need to go into the course approval system as well? No, not unless you're changing the course. So if you're changing the courses that go with that startup application, then yes. Like you want to modify those courses in any way, yes, you would have to go into the course approval system in order to get that approved. But only if you're changing the courses in that program of study that you did the startup application for. So the reimbursement forms for 2021 will be sent out soon. And when they're put up, I will make sure that you all know that through an email and let you know where to find those. So all those people who got who have new programs for 1920, you will get the reimbursement forms for those. I'll let you know when those come up, because I know a lot of you, I'm sorry, 2021, a lot of you get started early buying your stuff. So we will make sure that those are out for you to use um, for the 2021 startups. Let's see if there are any more questions. Not there. So I want to thank you for being patient. and I have taken on a lot of new roles, and I want to make sure that you are all taken care of. That's why we are continually doing these webinars. But we sent out a survey on the startup process, and I appreciate you all who filled that out. It is great to have that feedback as to why you completed startup applications and some of you did not, and that's perfect. But we are, trying to be more transparent and make sure that you are given the communication that you need. Thanks also for meeting in groups on the state plan feedback. I appreciate everybody that has sent me changes, and we have tried to incorporate those into the plan. And like I said, that final plan is not up yet, but as soon as it is, I'll let you know, and I'll communicate that when that comes up. So dates that I'd like for you to try to put on your calendars, if you could. February the 11th, which is next Tuesday. We are looking at, yes, you are right. I apologize. I misspoke there, Karen. Yes, your new startup grantees do have to wait until July 1 before purchasing your equipment, but I'll try to make sure it's up there so that you guys have that in advance. So CTE Day at the Capitol is February the 11th, and that is Tuesday morning. The students that we have students that will be representing all the program areas in the state are going to be meeting with the governor. They'll get pictures, and all the coordinators are invited. You're welcome to come. There'll be legislators there. You can talk to them if you have any issues on education. They will be there talking to the students, and the students will be showing their programs for their schools. And all of this was set up through ACTE. So if you can make it on February the 11th, that's next Tuesday morning at the Capitol, we'll have that big, huge celebration celebrating CTE month and CTE in Arkansas. Another piece of information is the ACT conference in March, and that is on March 2nd and 3rd at Henderson State University. That is a huge conference regarding the ACT and how that moves not just CTE, but academics in Arkansas. So I'll send out the information sheet on that to each one of you, and you can go to that if you'd like. There is a charge, but if you want to use that as part of PD, you're most certainly able to do that. Other than that, I think we are pretty much to the end of everything I wanted to talk about. As I said, if you have any questions whatsoever that you need me to answer, I'm trying very hard to make sure that I am communicating with you and making sure that this office is not, an island. We want you to be a part of that, and I will make sure that I communicate as much as I can. I have been very busy, and I apologize for that. I went to the summit on PLCs last week in Phoenix. Great enlightening week, and then I get back and I'm working on data. So I will get back to you. If I have not answered a question, I apologize, but I will get back. I am going through the 190 something emails that I received, and I don't want y'all to feel sorry for me. A lot of those were just quick things I could just send right through. Are we having a spring Perkins meeting in March? As of right now, yes. I'm trying to get that planned. I do not have a program advisor in my office. Terry Freeney has been helping me, and I apologize for the delay in a lot of stuff. But right now, I'm trying to plan that. I'm trying to plan it around spring break, not at spring break. I do not want the spring break to interfere with that. So that's one less week that we get to choose from as far as March. So it may end up that we have it the very end of March or the very first part of April. So I'm getting that. I promised looking into that for sure. Is there a portal to add placement data, or is there only a spreadsheet submission? There is not a portal. The portal is being worked on for next year. ARC, if you did not know, is no longer our programmers. ADE programmers are actually working on that for our new portal. And hopefully with our next meeting that we're going to have, that we will be able to share information regarding that portal and what all we're going to be able to do with it. But no, as of right now, it's just the spreadsheet. So if you completed your, if you did your completers last year on a spreadsheet, just add that column onto the end. You're more than welcome to, but please delete the first and last name. And if you put the social, I don't want that. Just put the try-in number and the area, the school LEA, and the program area. Oh, I said that. And whether they are one of those 7 different things that you had to choose. I don't want names, and I don't want socials for sure. So please don't give me those. The certifications for last year. Some of you I have certification information on, and some of you I don't. I am obligated to disaggregate all of that and give it to our data people so that they can put it into SQSS. I'm trying very hard to make sure that we are complying with all that ADE is asking us to do. So if you did not, I will be sending you an email asking for that completer information. And if you put it into the old portal last year, I do not have access to that. The ARC has limited us on what we have access to, and I do not have access to that. So what I have is what was saved in the computer system before my time, which is, I think I have 2 co-op areas in there. So if you would, please be patient as I ask you for that certification information from last year. Completer reports for this year will be done, as I said, I'm hoping that we can get you, I'm looking through all these questions, I apologize. The completer information so that you can enter it into the portal. That is my goal, the new portal with ADE that they're programming. If that is the case, then we will know that hopefully at our next meeting. If it's not the March meeting, I'll make sure that we all have the information for that so that you can do that come May and have it in, by the end of June for that. Is there a portal? Yeah. Can multiple schools within a district report on the same spreadsheet or different spreadsheets? If you are a CTE coordinator and you have multiple schools, you can put all of that on the same spreadsheet. I just need the LEA listed for anything that you give me, because everything that ADE does is by LEA. And the next question, what is the plan for completer reports? And that is, I hope to have that to where you can actually put that into the new portal for that ADE is programming. Does anybody else have any other questions if you do, I can make sure that we get those answered. We are recording this. It will be on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel, I'll send out the link so you'll have it, and that way you will can go back and listen to it. Or I hope that the webcam is working this time. I did have the tech individual in here, so hopefully that's working also. But if you have any questions, who is our STEM contact person? Well, as of right now, Terry Freeney is your STEM contact person, and her email is terreny@arkansas.gov. And she is the one who's handling all of STEM's pieces of program approvals, information. She's doing all of the Perkins proposal exceptions, everything that has to be done with STEM. She's actually handling that. And her name again, Terry Freeney, terri.freeney@arkansas.gov. Eric, on the new portal, will the completer information for Tryon be automatically reported? Well, imported. As of right now, Tryon does not have all of the course codes that are offered for CTE. So we're trying to include all those and get those added. Now, I am working on that, and since I don't have a data person, I'm doing that also. So it's taken me a little bit to try to get all those together. We are trying to add the concurrent credit course codes to that, so that a student who is taking concurrent credit at a 500,000 level course will actually also be counted in our completer counts. But yes, Tryon information should be easily accessible to you guys, and that's what I said at the beginning, is I'm trying very hard to get you access to that CTE co-op coordinators. You single LEAs, you should have access to that if you talk to your Tryon person. Who is the new JAG person? That person has not come to work yet. And I apologize, I don't mean that like that. They have been offered a job, but they have not started yet. So that I do not have their name. When I do, I'll send that out to each of you so you'll know that. And I apologize for not sending Terry's name out. We are in the process of interviewing for the STEM coordinator, and then the new person that was hired for JAG, as soon as I know their name, I'll send that out to you guys too. Are there any other questions that anybody has? And if you don't want, or if you remember something after this is over with, please email me. I'll do the best I can to get right back to you and make sure that your questions are all answered. Thank you very much for attending today. And for those of you who could not attend, we'll end the recording, and you guys, we will talk to you again later. Thank you so much.